Here I am, Leon C., aka Morpheus, and you are now listening to the Academy of Man. And here today, I have another wonderful lesson and a discussion with you today. Something I want to get your opinion on, even though I already know the answer to it, but I want you to use your thinker and you give me your take on this. Because you, the people, you have an idea of what goes on in your surrounding world. We are all experiencing a very unique dynamic in this country of America. At least that's where I am right now. That's where I'm speaking from right now. And I might add, before I get into the story, there's been multiple times where I've had discussions about America. And there's been some people who chimed in, who've emailed and say, hey, America's a great place. Why are you talking about America as a land of the freedom and et cetera, all kind of rights compared to other countries and whatnot. Okay. All right. Let me teach you something real quickly. Apparently, a lot of you don't listen. Apparently, you have sucked on too many candy canes in your lifetime. So that sugar have clogged up your brains and your cognitive abilities. When I talked about the West or America, I'm talking about the dating. I'm talking about people. I'm talking about society. I'm not talking about the freedoms. I'm not talking about the foundations of America compared to other countries and what is available on American soil. I'm not talking about America itself. I'm talking about the dynamic of dating and people. Let me explain myself again. So when I say it's a swamp, when I say it's a bad place, when I'm saying it's ridiculous or redundant, okay, it's based on the mindset of people who do not use the freedoms properly and to make proper decisions that are positively effective for those who are over here on this soil. And yes, I have said plenty of times that there is no excuse that America has been here for such a long time and have, again, plenty of benefits, but yet for the majority of people to be so ignorant and are stupid. So I'm basically explaining that there is no excuse for stupidity when you have all the tools that America have given you that's available in your tool chest. Now, if you don't understand what I just said, I am not going to explain it again. I do not apologize that you are a sloth and you are on the other side of this door. Maybe you should read the sign in front of the door and it says, no sloths allowed. Go find a zoo somewhere. You're not allowed here. I don't tolerate sloths. I have zero tolerance. Now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get into the meat of this story and this discussion, and I'm going to let you all understand something. You see the title there. Yes, I explained that men are the leaders, men are responsible, and men have created the monsters in the dating arena by giving full attention, full benefits, full accolades to the opposite sex who do not otherwise deserve it and have worked for it, in which they have become spoiled, grown kids, or you could say kids with, I'm not going to go there, a lack of accountability. All right. So that's not going to change. But in this, I am flopping back over here to the woman dynamic because I'm going to give you a story that have happened to me. And because some of you may be MG, etc., red pill, etc., some of you understand the dynamics of the dating in America. And some of you who are listening, maybe you have a good idea as to men being, you could say, demasculated or attacked for no reason or put in a category just because a woman can do it, because he's a male. But in return, men can't do that, and men will not do that to women. There is a benefit in America that a lot of women are wearing around their neck. And the benefit is, if she cries wolf, everyone will think that she is telling the truth. If she cries wolf, everybody comes to their rescue. And it's been known multiple times that when women cry wolf, that doesn't mean that they're going to be truthful. That doesn't mean it's in earnest. It doesn't mean that they are truly in trouble. Most of the time they cry wolf just because they feel like they can cry wolf and get their way. For example, you may have a 12-year-old girl as a daughter, and because she doesn't get her way, what she starts doing is pouting and pretending to be upset like a grown baby. The only reason why she's doing it is because she's trying to get the attention from her mother and our father so she can get her way. It doesn't mean that she's truly in trouble when she cries wolf. Usually she's not in trouble. We've seen that before with the Amber Heard situation. We've seen that before with false allegations before. We've seen that before with college students on your college campuses, females, who claim that they have been assaulted for their chastity, and come to find out in the deep investigations, because it's a serious case, she lied. She lied. The only reason why she said that was because she felt bad about her own decisions that she made, but no one assaulted her. She was mad that someone dumped her. She was mad the other guy chose a different girl. She was mad that maybe the star football player decided to go out with someone else, maybe one of her friends. You know, maybe he, what do you call that? He ghosted her. You know, maybe she regretted spending time with him a night or two. So she uses her power by pouting and lying to the world in false allegations that he assaulted her in one way or the other. And then you have the white knight betas that have come to her rescue. And then thus the low accountability continues, where women can continue to assault men and pretty much get away with it, which includes what I'm getting ready to say now. You can get an understanding. I already did the footwork. If you don't understand, I told you, take your ass somewhere else. I don't deal with stupid people. In this story I'm going to give you, ladies and gentlemen, this is the reason why chivalry was destroyed by women. I'm going to explain to you the reason why men don't date y'all anymore like you want to. The reason why men aren't, you could say, it's all around chivalry, you could say. The reason why men aren't jumping up to get married. The reason why men hold women to high expectations. That means real men. I'm not talking about you boys, you simps. I'm not talking about you guys. You know, you do anything. You're a low profile type of dude. You accept anything that comes into your door. You know, you worship ignorance. I'm talking about real men. I'm talking about men with girth. Men with girth in their mind. Get your head out of the gutter. Pause. Men who have a length of intelligence and standards for themselves, they back away from it because they understand the dangers of the female, that it doesn't matter whether he is right or wrong. She will still have a fit. That's just like a woman who you may tell her, or let's just say a father may tell his daughter that she can't go here to this certain party, or he doesn't want her to have access to certain forums or certain sites on her phone. So he'll lock it down. You know, he'll prevent her of that, or he'll tell her that he don't want her to date a certain type of guy. He's doing that out of love and protection. But out of her fits of rage, being the grown child that she is, she would tell everybody else that he's either abusive or he's controlling, don't want her to go anywhere. You know, he's a bad father, and tell the world all kind of unnecessary lies about him because she's not getting her way. And it doesn't stop there, because some of those women don't really mature. They don't. Usually they will grow into a grown body, but their mind will constantly recede and or stay the same at a 12-year-old. So therefore, they will still, as a so-called quote unquote adult woman, go into the big bad world and do the same thing. If she don't get her way, she'll have fits of rage and false accusations and want to throw daggers and arrows at men. But the men have done no wrong. The men have done nothing according to any of her allegations or her framework that she wants the world to believe. Hence, once again, the Amber Heard situation, Johnny Depp, and etc. There's more than that. There's just a good example because a lot of people know about that. I got to use that example just to let you know how deep it is when a woman cries wolf, but she's lying. There's lots of women that are like her. They get away with it because they got a pretty face. I can imagine years ago, Amber Heard was quite attractive, probably still a little attractive now. Beautiful, blonde hair, innocent looking eyes. Therefore, it's hard to imagine a woman like her to really create such a evil dynamic. It's difficult to understand that someone like her would not be the one who is doing the assaults. But that's how they get away with it on the often. With a pretty face. And then that's when the betas and the self-hating men come along and praise her and linger on every word that she says, so therefore she can cry wolf and therefore get her way. That's the reason why she cries wolf, because she understands that her legion of army is other men who don't know their self-worth and don't have any self-worth. They just praise women just because and get nothing in return, but hopes that they're going to get laid or get the opportunity to be with them, which usually never happens. That's facts. So I go into a Starbucks early in the morning to get my coffee. I don't usually do that, only every now and then. Not my normal, right? But there's one specific Starbucks that I've been going to every now and then if I needed some coffee. I just don't travel everywhere. I just don't get coffee and food and stuff from every establishment because I'm very picky and I'm very careful. Because if you have been following me, as you should have, and if you haven't liked, shared, and subscribed, you should do so. If you have not subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you do so. And give us a thumbs up so that way it can get some traction here in the algorithm. But if you aren't new here and you know me, yours dearly, Morpheus, aka Leon C. Okay? Then you know I'm very picky as to what I eat. I don't eat everything. I'm a very health-oriented individual. Anyhow, so I go into the Starbucks that I usually go into, again, every now and then. And I had to wait for a little while before they got my coffee. And I think there was a banana bread or something like that, but they had a long line. There was a lot of stuff going on in there. So I'm sitting there, and I don't sit there like most people and jump into my cell phone and get on the internet and try to be connected to the matrix grid, like I like to talk about. I'm a very natural, realistic person. Everything that I tell you about here is what I do realistically. So I usually keep my cell phone in my pocket. I just, keep it lingering there. I don't sit up there and grab the cell phone like you see most people do in public, and they have to reach down and look and see, who texts them, who's on their, Instagram, what's on their email, and all these sort of things. Usually I'm going to stand there, my hands crossed, and I'm going to wait like a normal, sensible, non-connected to the internet individual, because I own myself. Let me say that again. I own myself. I don't let the computers control me, where every 5 seconds I got to pick it up to see what's on my screen. Every 12 seconds I got to look at the notifications. I've broken away. I've never been connected like that. I've just realized everyone else is, and I'm walking around, go to the grocery store, gas station, No matter where you go, you see someone with their face in their cell phone. They sit across from each other in a restaurant and they still got their face in their cell phone. They're connected. They don't realize how lost they are. Not this guy. So I'm looking around, they got books on the shelf, and I'm saying, okay, let me occupy myself temporarily because I'm a social person. I'm gonna talk to somebody that I'm out here. I'm a very open-minded individual. So there was this girl that I would see almost all the time. She would work there. She actually did. And I'm not gonna say no names, but this is actually a real story. Again, this is you can put your ideas and your maybe even your experiences down here in the comment box. All right. I would appreciate your 2 cents on this. This is for you, my listeners, not for me. Give me your opinion and give everybody else their opinion. Let me know if I did something wrong. I don't mind. I can be wrong sometimes. If I did everything right, hey, just, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and say, okay, I'm by your side. Morpheus, you did a very good job. And I would have done the same thing in that situation. All right. I appreciate that, and let the whole world see it. Share it with multiple people, because this is what's happening in America. This is what these girls are doing now. So I'm going to tell the truth, and I'm going to tell it exactly like it is, so we can squash this bug, or you can be aware that this is what women are doing. So this girl that I would frequently see every now and then, of course, usually, casual conversations, a smile. Hey, how you doing? Oh, it's kind of cold outside, and whatever else. Very friendly. No flirtation. Remember, I have 3 companions. If I want a 4th, I can get one. Not interested in getting another one right now. I'm not. So I'm not out there, as what some people say, thirsty. I'm not chasing women. I don't cold approach, ladies and gentlemen. I don't. So why would I do that now? I usually try to conversate with people that I know or recognize. If I don't know them, I'm still going to strike up a conversation. So one day she was in there. She had the mask on. I don't think it was a mask mandate. It was optional. So she didn't really have to have it on. And I seen her eyes behind her mask, and I figured her eyes looked kind of cute. So she was kind of humglum one morning. And so I said, you know what? I think you will look better without your mask on. It looked like you might be cute behind that mask. Just throwing some suggestions out there. Just, you can call it flirting, but usually I try to make a person's day wherever I go. For a man, I might compliment him on his shoes or his car, or maybe his briefcase or something like that. Just little small things to make a person's day better. So it's not just her that I would try to throw little trinkets out there or little nice sweet cookies. I think every now and then it's good somebody can come up to you and say, hey, man, that watch is pretty cool. Or, hey, oh, you just washed, hey, that car's looking clean. Look like the diamond. Where you wash it at? Oh, man, I washed it myself. Or I just got to wash it. Oh, you like it? Yeah. That's a nice old 79 vehicle you got out there, 1979. Where you get that from? That's pretty cool. Then he's feeling proud because he worked hard on that car. He kept it in the garage for a couple of months working on it and cleaning it. So for a person like myself to come along and recognize, say, hey, you did a good job, my dude. That'd give him a little morale boost. We need that in this country nowadays. Instead of encountering, negative people, everybody's stuck in their cell phone. Everybody's captivated in their own world. You see where I'm coming from? I'm just giving you the reason why I did what I did. All right. Because this is for everyone. I speak to everyone with a bit of kindness and a bit of respect. If you give me respect, I'm going to give you respect. And so she gave me a little bit of, I can tell she smiled a little bit behind her mask. Okay. She had a little smile in her eyes. So I moved on, got my coffee or whatever else, left on out. So a week later, when I came back, guess what? She took her mask off. I was like, she's okay. Okay, so she got it. She got the message. Okay, interesting. But you know what? I just thought that was pretty cool that at least she tried. She said, okay, she thinks I'm cute without my mask off. So I'm going to go ahead and take it off. I was like, oh, so she's listening. Okay, cool. So she's responding now. Cool. Right? So there wasn't a conversation between me and her. I just noticed that she was looking over the counter to look at me. She had her mask off. Let me know, okay, yeah, I took it off. Okay, cool. But I wasn't going to interrupt her. She's at work right now. There was somebody else at the cash drawer, so I'm gonna be professional wherever I go. She got business to do. I do too. I'm not there for her. I talk to everybody, but it's cool that she did that. No big deal to me. I don't need her. I don't want her. Right? I'm set. So I say nothing and I do the same thing. I get my items and I leave. So the third time I go back, that same girl was actually sitting out in the lobby. I'm like, okay. And this was the time, ladies and gentlemen, listen, this was a time where they had a lot of customers. It was kind of backed up. They were very busy. I see that I wasn't going to get my coffee anytime soon. And she so happened to be right there. And I got my cell phone in my pocket. Like I told you, I'm a real person. I'm not connected to the matrix like that. I don't need to be connected to my cell phone, and I'm not addicted to it like every other 99% of the population in the westernized dumb world. Okay? I think for myself, and I do look for the books, and they have books on the shelf. I'd rather read the book. But she was sitting right next to the books. There was a bookshelf. Why would I not talk to her, okay, and, talk to a real life person than the books that are there? And at this particular point, I was kind of curious anyway how she thought about the Starbucks and how they were treating her. What was her mindset? How was things going with production? Just a little bitty small, what do you call that? Small talk. But I wasn't going to interrupt her if she was busy. Now, here's the catch. When you look at people or things, you got a couple of seconds before you're able to scan and analyze the situation if it's good or bad. So she had her computer open. And the first thing I'm thinking, she's working something on the computer. I'm not going to mess with her. But I was going to gently ask her before even starting the conversation to say, hey, what's up? How are you doing? Whatever else, how's work? And, what are you doing for school and blah, blah. Right. So she said something simple along the lines where, oh, well, I was just taking my emails. I was like, oh, really? You're not doing anything like, searching online? You're not busy? She's like, no, I'm not busy. I was just checking my emails. And she closed her laptop. A clear sign that she wanted, again, attention. A clear sign that she was giving me her undivided attention, ladies and gentlemen. Right? If she left it open, I would have said, okay, I don't want to bother you. Have a nice day. Don't work too hard. I'm out of here. Because I really don't want to talk like that to, well, y'all going to start calling me misogynist. But anyhow, no, I really don't think that I was going to get value from having a long conversation with her anyway. Okay, so it's going to be small talk regardless for my information, just to see where her head is. Just because she's a female, just because she's in that particular establishment, that doesn't mean I can't learn nothing as a teacher over here, because whatever that I get, I'm going to give to you guys. Okay, like I always do. But I didn't think I was going to get a really big lesson. I didn't think I was going to get taught of what I'm getting ready to tell you now. She gave me a lesson. I've learned why men go their own way. I've learned why there's a such thing as a red pill. I understand why men don't care about chivalry anymore, why they don't want to open up doors for girls, and why there's a PUA, well, I'll call it pump and dump, why there are men who they don't have they just say they have their guard up for women. There's a reason why, because women cause that to happen here. The modern women have destroyed the opportunity of being with gentlemen, because gentlemen aren't appreciated. Gentlemen are talked bad about. Gentlemen are discarded as trash. So I understood. I understand now. I get it. So anyhow, let me get to the conversation with her during that particular time. I said, oh, so are you in school or something? She said, no, I'm not in school. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, yeah, I see you took the mask off. She started smiling for a second. Say, yeah, so you really do look good without your mask on. Being direct and honest. Just let her know, oh yeah, I remember the last time I told you to, you look better without it. Now you're not wearing it on. I wonder where that come from. But anyhow, so before going forward, ladies and gentlemen, I ask a simple question. Again, your opinion is valid here. Tell me if I did something wrong or right. I asked her how old she was because I don't date old women. Okay. I have a certain preference, and I am not going to put myself in a situation where I'm talking to a girl who's 15 and 16 years old. You got me effed up. Us men, we got to protect ourselves. We got to protect our meat, and we have to protect because the way that women are operating, how they're moving. They're moving like undercover assassins. So you got to be careful with them. You got to check IDs and ask them how old they are. So that's exactly what I did. I said, hey, how old are you? Guess what she said? She said, I don't tell people my age. I was like, whoa, wait a minute here. Whoa. I said, what? Wait a minute. You don't tell people your age. I said, listen, yeah, this is what I told her right now. I said, listen, the reason why I ask you, even though I should not need to explain myself to you, because by that time, I'm already at zero tolerance. You guys know how I am. I'm just going to walk away and say, you know what? You are out of your mind. What you think, man, what the, right? What the hell? Like, what the, man, step on. It's just, this, what? I was like, I ain't even going to deal with it. But you know what? Before walking away, I said, the reason why I asked you is because men have to be careful. We don't want to be in a situation where we're talking to a 16-year-old, but she looks like she's 21, or a 15-year-old, and she looks like she's 20. So I had to ask before continuing this conversation, because I don't want anyone in the store or around me, or your mother could be sitting, she can be in the bathroom. Your dad can be standing right there in front of the cashier, and I'm talking to his 16-year-old daughter. So I need to be respectful and understand how old you are, so I'm not stepping on a terrible territory that I don't need to be in, and I'm not interested in being in. Do you know what I mean? Say, well, okay, I get that. Still didn't tell me her age, but I don't care. But at that time, I said, well, I know, I understand how that is. But you know what? You have a nice day, and don't work too hard. And when I'm walking away, I'm shaking my head like this. You take care of yourself, and you have a nice day. Clearly, we wasn't going anywhere. So today, me thinking that everything was cool, everything was squashed, I go into the same Starbucks, ladies and gentlemen, and manager pulls me over. He said, hey, Mr. Leon, come on over here. Yeah, can we talk for a second? I'm like, oh, what's going on? Yeah, let's talk. So I pulled up a chair because the manager was sitting down in his, he was sitting down in the lobby talking to some other person. Another guy, that worked behind the cash drawer. And he said, a certain employee of mine said they felt uncomfortable with you because you was asking them questions and you asked them how old they were. And I don't want to deny any customers, but I just want to know what happened, and I want your take on it, because they felt uncomfortable and they said they don't want to be out here when you are out here. Now, mind you, ladies and gentlemen, stop right there. I did not ask her for her phone number, did I? Did I ask her out on a date and did she have a boyfriend? Did I just tell y'all that? I said nothing along the lines where, oh, you're fine and sexy and I want to get a chance to hit that. You know, we should go. Nah, I did not say that, did I? Why would you be uncomfortable with a man asking you how old you are because he needs to protect himself? Now, here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, before we go further. Now, I'm just being a mediator in my own story here. It will be a different scenario if she was 16 years old and I never asked her how old she was, wouldn't it? You see why men can't win? Do you understand what women are doing to themselves? Do you know why, MG? Do you know why men are going their own way? Do you know why the red pill is important? Because we can't win no matter what. You know, we have to, and it's not that that's what they are. What women are doing, and they don't understand, is they're forcing men to look at them as the enemy. They're forcing men to avoid them at all costs, whether he is a gentleman or not a gentleman, whether he is right, whether he is wrong, whether he's honest, whether he's a liar, whether he's a good man, bad man, high value, low value, sensible, black, white, left, right, up or down. It don't matter what you do. The fact that you are a man, the fact that you are a man, the fact that you are a man, you're automatically wrong. Because it could have been bad. It could have been a worse scenario where she would have. See, the thing is, it would not matter what I would have said, because she still would have said, oh, this guy, he was such a creep and he approached me and I'm 16 years old. But now that I ask if she's of an illegal adult age, I'm still wrong. You get my drift here? This is why men don't care anymore. This is why we can't trust the majority of women. This is what I mean about the American dating landscape is soiled and sod. It is a swamp because y'all are completely out of your mind. If there was a fire, if there was an emergency situation, if something happened during that time, I would not protect her. I'm gonna be honest with you. She's left. Because I can't even be me. I can't even be a decent guy having a simple conversation without her accusing me of just doing wrong, and I am not doing wrong. You can't win in America. You can't win. Men cannot win. But all this was going through my mind when the manager was talking to me. And he was nice about it and calm. He said, well, I want to get your take on it. I said, well, I think I know exactly who you're talking about because I got a good memory. And I told him, I said, the reason why I asked her age is because I need to know how old she is so that way I can keep myself safe. I need to know how old a girl is because I don't operate in that circle, and men need to learn how to protect themselves. That's why I asked her. If she felt uncomfortable about me asking how old she was, that's cool. It was a simple conversation. I didn't press her for anything else, and I simply walked away. But you know what? I get it, and I understand that you have to watch out for your employees. He said, yeah, I understand. He said, I'm glad that you're open-minded, and I know that you're a very respectful man because you shop here almost all the time. You know, apparently he knew my name and I walked in there, right? I mean, how else did he know my name if I never shopped there? So I built up enough reputation for him to know my name. So he said, yeah, I know that you're respectful to all my employees. I've watched you. I've been out there. He have been out there in the, in the lobby. So he understood that I would not pressure any of his employees or flirt with his girls. I never operated like that. So clearly she was out. Clearly this is just another girl. Oh my God, here's a big bad wolf. Oh no, he's asking me my age. What am I going to do? Oh no. He's asking me my age. They have no idea. See, women in America they have no idea that men are always on the news for nothing. They don't understand that masculinity is under attack. They don't understand that men have to protect themselves and their meat. Credit to Coach Greg Adams. They got to protect their meat, their money, their energy, attention, and their time. We have to protect ourselves. We got to ask how old these girls are nowadays. We have to do the measure. We have to document. We have to record. We got to protect ourselves. Are they going to do an Amber Heard on us if we do not? We have to be able to go in the courtroom and say, Your Honor, absolutely not. Here's the information. Here's the recordings. Here's the paperwork. Here's the video. Here's the signature. Here's the voice recognition. Here's the fingerprints. This is the time. This is the date. This is the moment. This is what I said. This is what she said. This is why. This is because of, and this is your story. That's what we need to say as men to protect ourselves. Because these women are out of their mind. I think they're drinking the swamp water, as a matter of fact. They have to be drinking it. Because I've never known in my history any girl ever would complain that you asking her how old she is unless she's about 56 years old. And clearly she wasn't 56 years old. Clearly she wasn't 42 years old. And I don't think she was anywhere near 30. Just a simple have a conversation, because if there was a man out there that I knew or an employee as a male, I would strike up a conversation with him as well, because he's on his break hour. He's not behind the cash drawer. He's actually out there in the lobby where he's just sitting down and chilling, which would be an easier conversation than any other type of stranger that might or might not be there. So now what women are doing, here's the thing. This is what women are doing. You can't even, it's like this. This is my thought pattern now. We can't even have a simple conversation with them about anything without them saying that we're trying to assault them. That's what it came down to. That's what it comes down to, because either you ask them the right question, that, hey, how old are you? Or you ask them the wrong question by not saying nothing at all, by not asking any question. You just go along with the gander and end up in trouble and really got to explain yourself out of it. You can't win with them. You cannot win. And so I get it now. I understand. So here's the key. I'm not upset. I'm not mad. And I'm going to keep it moving because I know psychology. I already read in her mind. I already read her, and I read her body language because she was moving around. She was looking around frantically for an escape after I beat her first measure of neglect. When she said, "Oh, I don't tell anybody my age," that was exit time. That's when you say, "Oh, well, have a nice day, ma'am. I'm out of here." But when I gave her the 5 minutes, well, it wasn't 5 minutes, but the few minutes after saying, the reason why us men have to ask you, again, I didn't have to tell her this, but I needed to give her a tip as to why. Not need to know. You would think that she would know that. But of course, most American women really don't give a damn, really. They don't care about a man's struggle, and they're not going to. But it's good for them to have an idea and at least get a glimpse into a man's mind. I said the reason why is because I need to know if you are legal. So when I told her that, I saw that she was looking around everywhere. She started looking over towards the cash register at some of the people that were behind there. She was looking for an escape because I destroyed her. I didn't flinch when she said that. Most beta men was, "Oh, okay, sorry. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, well, okay." And have no protective barriers, no sense to try to stand there and accept rejection if there was any form of rejection, because it's not like I was really trying to get with her anyway. But because I didn't flinch like the rest of them, she wanted to escape because she didn't have any positive intent. You understand? She had evil intent. She was in herself. She was in her feelings. She was in her moment. She was in that, I don't want to be bothered mentality. I knew that. And another person said, well, you know what? You should bring your 3 girls up there and have them all around you and show them off to let them know that you didn't really need the girl and make the girl feel bad about herself. No, I don't need to do that either. That's petty. Absolutely not. There's no need to do that. An actual man like myself, I don't get bothered for situations like that because I read people. I know psychology. I know everything about the RP, the RPO. What do you think this channel is all about? Female nature, life nature, existence nature, religion, all that type of stuff. It's an eye-awakening thing, information for you. So it wasn't like I was caught off guard. So why would I be upset? Why would I get mad that she told the manager and the manager wanted to bring it to my attention? I think it's actually a good thing because it makes it solid why men don't care anymore. Because women have done this to themselves. Women have destroyed chivalry. It's now that women are what you consider to be not a threat, you can say a threat, but a trap like that. Because it's a trap for me to have talked to her and she was 16 years old and her mother's like, you creep, get away from my daughter. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? You need to stop. Leave her alone. So as a responsible man, and as what you should do, men, as responsible men, document everything. Ask them how old they are and stand your ground. There's a reason you need to know how old they are. They don't want to tell you how old they are. Ask for an ID. If they don't want to do all that, let them sit there. In fact, they need to sit there anyway. Don't pursue. This isn't just her. This is your average American woman. They are becoming an asset to destruction, not an asset to your success. Did you hear what I just said? So therefore, you have to protect yourself at all times because no one else is. And I already know how I have behaved in that situation, but you let me know what you think in that situation, how she reacted. What is your opinion on the situation? And I know whatever you put down there is going to be acceptable because your opinion is your opinion, and it may help someone or it may give somebody insight. Maybe it might give me insight if I look at all the comments on there. But I will leave you with this. This is what I want to leave you with. This is the reason why men don't care no more. I got to keep saying that. This is why I understand why men don't want to take women out on a date. They don't want to. This again, why you don't cold approach. I wasn't cold approaching her. I was talking to her, but she thought I was cold approaching her. You understand? But what does that mean? I'm talking to a man. He's going to think I'm cold approaching him? Really? If I'm going to strike up a conversation with a male employee, you think I'm cold approaching him? It's a simple conversation. What are you talking about? And women talk about, oh, I want equality. I want to be treated with respect and equality. Oh, okay, so I talked to this guy about work. Now I talk to you about work. Now you got a problem. So that means you don't want to be treated equally. You want to be treated as if you are a liability to my life. You're a liability to my freedom. You're a liability to my mental state of being. I'm trying to have a good day, have a conversation with people, and you, this one person, every other male smiles. Hey, yeah, man, sports game last night. Oh, yeah, man, look at that car across the street. Yeah, I used to have something like that, my guy. Like, yeah, man, my wife, she does. The female, the woman, you always have to be the one to start some unnecessarily. Always start some for no reason. There was no reason behind that. What would have been hard? Now, I'm not speaking up for her, but y'all can put your opinions down there. What would it have cost her to say, hey, I'm 17, or oh, I'm 19 years old, or I'm 21 years old. I'm not trying to get with you anyway. I'm trying to protect myself.
I just need to know how old you are, because that can be a problem, and it could be a problem in my future. I don't need you turning around trying to say I assaulted you for any reason. I don't play that game, because I know how a snake bites. And a lot of these American women, boy, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Don't get me started. This is why, ladies and gentlemen, I experience it myself. And the bozo don't realize I already got my companions. I'm not going to flaunt them. I'm not going to say anything about them. And I'm not going to bring them there. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to talk to HR. I'm not going to talk to the manager. I'm just going to get my coffee and keep it moving or shop somewhere else. I don't need to tolerate it. But this is what you get. This is what's happening in America. This is why men are shopping overseas. This is why you get women from other countries, because your women here, they are done. Someone would actually say, well, if she looked like she was in her early 20s, why don't you go for a girl that's 30? Are you out of your mind? That's out of my standards. They say, well, if she was that young, why was you talking to her? Because I stay in a certain bracket. I know what I tolerate and what I don't tolerate. I mean, what's the difference going to make? I'm going to be with a has-been or a gonna be? Read between the lines. Am I going to choose a have been or a gone to be 304? You know, I'd rather meet her when she's on her path than meet her when she's after her path. Because after her path, she ain't got to say to me. As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to try to strike up a conversation, because I know it's going to be a whole lot of, let me stop right there. Anyhow, that's the end of this lesson, ladies and gentlemen. Anyhow, it's not really a lesson. Just let me know in the comment box. Give me your opinion, your thoughts on the interaction, what she was thinking and what you think I was thinking, even though I've already explained that to you, and what could have been done better in that situation. But anyhow, either way it goes, the die is cast. Because if any other men deal with this every day. We're not going back. There's no need to try to look for a wife in America. You know, the hell with that. You know, chivalry's gone. You know, when it comes to an emergency, it's men first in my mindset. Y'all forget about it. You burned your bridge.